All right, welcome to Talkin' Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to talk about Bitfarms, stock ticker BIFT. They are a Bitcoin miner, so it's the first day of the month. So as always, Bitcoin gets their monthly operational report out the very first day of the next month. So I went through that in detail. I want to go through it with you guys and tell you how they did and tell you how their stock is doing and take a look at their chart. So we talk about Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners all the time on this channel. So if that is content that you're interested in, please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. So also, if everybody could please smash the like button, it helps the channel out a lot and it gets this video out to more people. Okay, so first I'm going to take a quick look at the stock. The stock is down 7.69% right now. It's trading at $1.20. It's pretty early in the trading day on September 1st, so I don't know where the trading day is going to end. It is a red day across the board. All stocks, all cryptos, silver, gold, oil, everything. So it's just a red day. So I don't think this downward pressure has anything to do with their operational report because, in my opinion, their operational report was a grand slam home run. So they continue to exceed expectations. And I will tell you, for those of you who are getting frustrated, I don't blame you because their stock is not following along with their operations at all. So I know people have been leaving in the comments that they're getting very, very frustrated with the price action on Bitfarms. And I don't blame everybody. The only thing I can say is that for me, and again, this is not financial advice. You guys need to make the decision on whether or not you want to hold Bitfarms. But a big part of the decision-making process is understanding the stock and having that conviction. And this is the absolute perfect example because here is a stock that continues to head in the wrong direction, despite the fact that the underpinnings of this company are getting better and better and better. So for me, that's a buying opportunity scenario. Those are what I look for. But I do know at some point, you know, the frustration builds month after month, and it's been a while. Bitfarms, in my opinion, this is wildly oversold. So we'll look at the charts later and talk about just how low this stock is. It's approaching its 2-year lows again, which is mind-boggling since particularly the last 2 monthly operational updates were just absolutely spectacular in my opinion. So I just want to show you how far this stock has fallen before we get into the update. Right now, their market cap is $248 million. So in November of 2021, so that's a good 9 or 10 months ago now, that is when Bitcoin hit its peak. This company was worth $1.35 billion. This is now under $250 million market cap. So this stock has been taken out. When we look at the charts, you're going to see that obviously the stock price is down accordingly. This is a shockingly massive move to the downside. Okay, we're going to start with the update. Of course, I've got some charts and graphs for you guys later in the video, but let's talk about what actually happened. Okay, their notes at the top are their near energization of the first Argentinian warehouse. So they have big plans in Argentina. I think 200 megawatts, maybe more in total, but they have scaled back their expectation. They're doing these 50 megawatts at a time, and they're just getting the first one up and running now. Okay, they mined 534 Bitcoin for an average of 17.2 Bitcoin per day. Both of those are a record for them. So last month they mined 500 Bitcoin. I mean, this is back-to-back unbelievable months for Bitfarms. However, I did a video earlier on the change in the difficulty level, so the month of September is going to be more difficult for all these Bitcoin miners. They're going to have to ramp up if they hope to continue to improve on production on a month-over-month basis. That is going to be more and more difficult, and I think you're going to see some Bitcoin miners not able to keep up with the change in the difficulty level. Having said that, right now, that's for next month. Right now, 534 Bitcoin was a surprise on the upside to me. You're going to see their exahash did increase, but only by a little bit, and they've been increasing their exahash on a month-by-month basis, and they plan on continuing to do so for the rest of the year. So the other thing I'll say is with 534 Bitcoin mined, it is highly probable that that is going to finish in second place for all the publicly traded Bitcoin miners in the month of August. So we have Core Scientific, which mines on a much larger scale than anybody else. There's 3 or 4 or 5 companies that are all competing for that second place spot. Bitfarms got that second place spot last month. So, however, they are not priced that way. There are many, many Bitcoin miners that are priced significantly better than them with higher market caps. You know, the entire Bitcoin miner sector is beat down, as you guys probably well know, but Bitfarms is beat down worse than a lot of the other companies. Bitfarms did make a financial misstep earlier in this year, but it is now August. And so the fact that that is still having such a massive impact on the price of this stock, to me, it doesn't make sense. That was priced in an awfully long time ago. When we get to the charts, you're going to see they're heading back towards their, 2-year low, which makes no sense at all. They've literally doubled their operations in the year 2022 through the month of August. So for them to be down so considerably, to me, doesn't make a lot of sense. And again, this is not financial advice. You guys have to do your own due diligence. This stock in particular, you need to have a high level of conviction in, because you can see it continues to lag behind. So if you don't believe in this stock and you don't believe in where this company is going, then this is one of those scenarios where I'm sure there's a lot of people that bought high and sold low. Okay, so let's get into the report a little bit. The initial segment of our 50 megawatt warehouse in Argentina is nearing production and will be a key contributor to achieving our goal to deliver 4.2 exahash per second in the month of September. So you'll see in July they were at 3.8 exahash. In August they were at 3.9 exahash. And it looks like by September 30th, they are shooting for 4.2 exahash. So again, that would be very nice growth month over month. However, the difficulty level did raise dramatically a few days ago. So they probably need to do that just to keep up with this level of production. And that is going to be true across the board for all the Bitcoin miners. More specifically, the first 10 megawatts of the warehouse is planned to be energized and start production ahead of schedule later this month, with capacity being added incrementally through Q4 of 2022. So it looks like they're going to try to get the first 50 megawatts of this up and running. This has been in the planning stages. They were going to try and get 200 megawatts of this up and running at one point in the year 2022, but obviously this year has been a year of great change for all the Bitcoin miners. Bitcoin's down drastically, and all the miners have had to make substantial changes to their growth plans. Bitfarms seems to be one of the leaders in continuing to grow month after month after month. So they're not going to get to where they expected on the first day of the year. They were hoping to get to 8 exahash by the end of this year. Now that number is 6 exahash, but that's still a triple in their exahash in the year 2022. So that would be a very good milestone if they can reach it. Okay, so I'm just going to go through their bullet points. We've talked about a lot of these. 3.9 exahash online as of August 31st, 2022. They actually averaged 3.8 exahash over the course of the month. Okay, here's a very important statistic, and I'm glad that they put this in here. Most of the Bitcoin miners do not disclose this. However, I calculate this on a monthly basis and do a video and show everybody. This is their efficiency level, so we'll take a look at my chart. They did 141 Bitcoin per exahash for the month of August. That's up 4% from 135 in July. Okay, so this is July's chart of efficiency for each of the Bitcoin miners by Bitcoin miner for the month of July. So this was last month. So you'll see the leader out of all the Bitcoin miners, Hive and Iris Energy, were doing 138 Bitcoin per exahash. So you can see on my chart, I have Bitcoin at 132 Bitcoin efficiency. They're claiming it was 135, and they have more precise numbers because they break this down by the day, and I just do this on a month-over-month basis. But you'll see whether it's 132 or 135, they've increased that to 141. 141 is more than any Bitcoin miner did in the month of July. So we may see some improved results in August. We'll have to wait and see. But at this point, it's fair to say that they're probably going to come in second place overall in the number of Bitcoin mined. They're probably going to be amongst the leaders, if not the leader, in efficiency at 141 Bitcoin per exahash. And lastly, I'm going to take a look at cost, because that's really the last factor. Okay, so this is my data from last month, and I've got some charts to go along with this. But essentially what I want to show you is in the first quarter of 2022, their average cost per Bitcoin was about 10,600. In the second quarter, it was about 11,500. So you can see here's a graph of all of the companies as of the end of the first quarter of 2022. I'm working on updating this for the second quarter of 2022. There's still a couple of companies that have not put out their financial statements. But you'll see Bitfarms was second overall in efficiency. They came in basically at just a little bit higher than this in Q2. So I expect that that's going to be, first or second or third. So when we look at it that way, their cost per Bitcoin is amongst the lowest. Their efficiency per exahash is amongst the highest. They're mining the second most amount of Bitcoin out of all the Bitcoin miners, yet they are lagging way behind the average on the Bitcoin miners. There are others that are doing even worse, but Bitfarms is underperforming versus the average Bitcoin miner right now. And I'm talking about the stock. So that's the difference between the stock and the operations of the company. So to me, I just went through all of the metrics for the company. You're going to see right now in the middle of the day today, Bitfarms is trading at $1.22 per share. So this stock peaked at $9.36 a share back in November of 2021. So from their November high until now, this stock is down almost 87%, despite the fact that they are much more than double the size that they were last November. Now, obviously, Bitcoin is down quite a bit, and that has driven a lot of the price of these Bitcoin miners down. The whole industry is down quite a bit, but right now, Bitfarms is even lagging behind the industry. So 87% down off of their highs, despite their massive growth this year. So even if we just look from their highs at the end of March until now, they're down 72% in that time frame. Bitcoin hit an all-time low on July 1st. That was at $1.04. From that day until August 15th, and that was kind of the peak of the relief rally. We had about a 2-month relief rally. So Bitfarms was up about 123% in that time. So that sounds outstanding, and it is great. That is more than a double, but there was 7 or 8 miners, maybe more, that were up over 100%. And there was one up as much as 250%. So again, that was a very nice run, but it did not outpace the industry. However, since then, you'll see it's been just 2 weeks, just a day or two over 2 weeks. Bitfarms is down 47%. So this stock has crashed in the last 2 weeks. That is much worse than the average Bitcoin miner. That is much, much, much worse than Bitcoin did. Bitcoin is down from 25,000 down to around 20,000. So you can see the pullback in Bitfarms has been dramatic. Okay, so I'm just going to talk about 2 price targets, and then I'm going to leave it at that. And again, this could get worse before it gets better. If Bitcoin continues to go down, I would not be surprised to see Bitfarm retest its all-time low, which was at $1.04, and it's not impossible it could take that out. So please be careful trading this stock. These are volatile stocks, and these are very difficult stocks to buy and hold. But for me, I'm going to look at the other side of this. At some point, I believe if and when this corrects itself, if they just get back to their highs from March of 2022, that'd be a 257% increase from where their stock is right now. So even if that was your 1 to 2 year price target, 250% increase, for me, that's an excellent return on investment. The last number I'll look at is if they can just get back to where they were 2 weeks ago. That would be almost a double. That'd be a 94% increase in the price of this stock. So, you know, Bitcoin is having a little bit of a tough run right now. It's down on the day. It's the last couple of weeks have been downward pressure. So I don't know when that'll end. But if sometime over the next 30, 60, 90 days, Bitcoin bottoms out and starts to recover, I think this is a very reasonable price target. So I'm looking at a potential double. And remember, it just did a double last month. So it's not like this doesn't happen in the Bitcoin mining industry. So I'm going to leave it at that. Again, this is not financial advice. Please be super careful trading this Bitcoin miner or any of the Bitcoin miners. So that's the monthly update for Bitfarms. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.